Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Money, Real Business podcast. I'm Michelle, and today we have Eamon on the show who's selling his business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. Hey Eamon, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Well, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for making the time to come on today. Before we dive into the details, let's go over a brief summary of your business. It's an affiliate, Amazon associate, and guest post business in the health and fitness niche created in January 2017. The average revenue for the business is $2,996 per month, and it makes an average of $2,337 per month in net profit. Included in this sale is a primary domain and all site content and files, 2 additional domains, social media accounts for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube, a Linktree account, and unpublished content. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 57796 to learn more about this business. Or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So, Eamon, now let's hear from you. What can you tell us about your background in building and running an online business?
So prior to starting this website, no background in running an online business. My background's in psychology, so my skill set's around research.
That's pretty impressive then that you were able to create something really successful in a relatively short period of time, your first time out. So how did you come up with the idea to start this?
I was researching ways to make money online. I was looking for a side hustle. Came across some online forums about content, websites, and affiliate marketing in particular, and just decided to give it a go.
And can you go over how this business primarily makes money?
Yeah, so it's 99% affiliate commissions. So I promote products on places like Amazon and other independent retailers, and when people click on those links and make a purchase, I get a commission.
So you said that you kind of stumbled across this because you were looking online for ways to make money. So what attracted you to this business model specifically?
There's a low barrier to entry in terms of the capital needed. I just had my laptop, my living room, and an internet connection and just the knowledge in my head. I had the time to write content and be the primary content creator. I have an interest in all things digital, I guess you could say. And so the prospect of building my own website, doing something in the digital space that I hadn't done before was really attractive. And, in particular, I think it aligns with my skill set and being able to, research deeply to kind of get in the mind of consumers and, be able to take ideas and concepts and convey them in ways that people understand.
And so what drew you to the niche in particular?
Fitness and exercise is a real passion of mine. In particular, powerlifting, weightlifting in general, all kinds of sports. So I also have a background, when I was doing my psych degree, I did, a minor degree in sport and exercise. So, I have a conceptual understanding of how fitness and exercise works. And I've always used fitness equipment across my whole life. So I have a lot of experience using different kinds of equipment. So I understand different pain points that consumers have. So, I thought an unfair advantage of mine would be the considerable experience that I have, the educational background that I have, and the skill in being able to write in a clear and concise way.
That makes sense then, how you were able to create something that worked the first time around. So why have you decided to sell the business now?
We've got a young family. We've got 2 young kids. Just got a new demanding job at my 9 to 5. So I just don't have the time or energy that I need to dedicate to it.
That's completely understandable, especially with little ones around. So were you planning to get back into the online business space at some point in the future?
Yeah, I think so.
And is there anything that you learned while building this site that you would apply to future businesses?
Yeah, I mean, good content is absolutely super important, but it's not everything. I think backlinks from relevant and authoritative sources are still, extremely valuable and absolutely necessary. I mean, also, the need to run the business like a business. I think, it started out as a bit of a hobby, but I quickly realized that in order to scale, I needed to scale. So I needed to bring people in. I needed to create processes. I needed to review those processes, continuously refine them. I needed to strategize, find great people, and then find the kinds of people and develop the processes that would help me execute on that strategy.
And can you tell us where the majority of your traffic comes from?
Yeah, organic US traffic from Google.
And what are you doing in terms of marketing?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
So if you were to keep the business, what are some ways that you would try to grow it?
Update the existing content is kind of in need of a refresh. I will definitely be producing more content and have a really regular publishing schedule. One of the things that I'd started focusing on was creating unique imagery and reducing the amount of stock imagery that I was using. So I'd continue to do that. And I'd be focusing at least half of the content budget, the publishing schedule, on really useful informational content and starting to create like digital PR type campaigns to get backlinks and mentions and build the brand.
And I know that you've mentioned you're really busy right now. You've got a lot going on in your life. And I believe you haven't uploaded content in quite some time for the site. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
But before that, can you kind of walk us through the amount and type of work that you were doing on the site for maintenance?
In terms of maintenance, it was pretty low effort. It's updating plugins, updating the theme, just kind of making sure that everything's technically working properly, and then just having a regular publishing schedule, which was looking for me like a couple of articles a week.
And some of those, I know that you were creating briefs for outsourced writers, but at times you would contribute content that you had written yourself.
Yeah, I would contribute a bit of content. I mean, after a couple of years, I'd handed over pretty much all the content writing to freelancers, but I mean, the content that I was contributing was edits on what they had written, updating existing content, and a little bit of unique content here and there. I mean, you make a good point that part of the maintenance and part of the content creation was generating the content briefs for writers, although towards the end of when I was kind of working heavily on it, I created a process around and handed that over to an editor.
So, Eamon, do you think that there are any particular skills or requirements that a potential buyer would need if they were not familiar with the niche or the business model?
You absolutely need to know how to write content in the first instance. Knowing what kinds of language grabs people's attention and how to structure content in a way that engages people most effectively for the web. It's different to people who want to grab a book and read that. So, I mean, understanding that, having some understanding of how you market and build the brand, even though I didn't do that necessarily as effectively as I could have, I think that's a real opportunity for growth. But I mean, in particular, running the business is about running a business, and business is all about having a set of processes and being able to execute those processes through other people. So being able to create processes and then having a mind to continuously improve them.
Well, I think you bring up a really good point about the importance of understanding content creation, because even when that process is outsourced, you still have some level of oversight to make sure that you're producing top quality content that people are actually wanting to consume. So I'm really glad that you brought that up. I was wondering, what do you think are the biggest risks with this business that a buyer should be aware of?
It's a competitive niche. Lots of people are in the fitness and exercise space, and a related risk is the breadth of the niche, I think, can lead to a lack of focus. And that was, I committed in the early days is that I just wrote kind of about anything and everything, all kinds of different things that I was interested in the fitness and exercise space. And I think, from an SEO perspective, that can hurt the authoritativeness. So, The last few years I'd kind of become more focused on digging into sub-niches, particularly product sub-niches, and building out those niches and finding all of the different keywords that I thought I'd be able to rank for, and then having content produced around those and then building it out that way.
And really quick, I just wanted to kind of touch upon, because, you had mentioned it to our vetting team, and I know that you had some questions before about it, is that your site was affected by 2 of the core upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that you had, been trying to be reactive by working with a specialist to turn around some of your traffic. And I just wanted to know, could you maybe very briefly walk us through the process of what that entailed?
Yeah, so at a high level, it was about, fixing up a lot of the technical issues. Like, I'm not a developer, and I'd kind of, bootstrapped this website over the years. And so there was heaps of code issues. There were heaps of meta anomalies. There was just lots of technical SEO things that, individually on their own probably weren't contributing. But when you take them all into account, it's probably not looking that good to the Google bots. So it was a lot of technical cleanup. I also stopped using ads. I'm not sure the effect that had. When you do lots of different things from an SEO perspective, it's kind of hard to pin down any one thing that may or may not have contributed to any results that you see. But nevertheless, I stopped running ads because of the potential impact they were having on the user experience. SEO started using, a lot more schema and a lot more focus schema around like product reviews. And, he started to do a bit of off-site stuff around, building links, building foundational embeds. He did a bit of syndication of content. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, it's excellent that you were very proactive in getting your site prepped and ready for a new buyer as well. So I was wondering, would you commit to a non-compete?
Yes.
And how much support are you offering buyers?
Yeah, the standard support, 30 days email and Skype.
And would you be open to negotiating something like an earnout?
No.
All right, that's fair. So putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
The opportunities for growth are still massive. I think there's a lot of talk around, like affiliate websites being targeted by Google, and there's some danger in there, but I don't think data really shows that. You still see affiliate websites are making tons of money. And so there's a huge opportunity for growth, and the previous earnings of the website have demonstrated that. And you can also make a lot of money off of this with relatively little work. It's an aged site. It's got, I think, really good content. It's structured in an effective way. It only does about 10,000 sessions a month in a good month at the moment, but still earns almost $3,000 a month. So the conversion is pretty substantial. So you can make good money with relatively little work, but you can make a lot more money with some concerted effort.
Well, I think those are all excellent points. Is there anything else that you'd like to share about your business that we might not have covered?
No, not really.
All right, Eamon. Well, thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure to learn more about you and your business.
No problems.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 57796. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything that you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.